This episode of April J Have No Ideas is brought to you by the Misconnection section of Craigslist, because I like dolphins, Steve.
Cute brunette on A train at 14th Street, Manhattan. You couldn't keep your eyes off my bulge. We made quick eye contact, smiled, and then I had to get off the train. Posted 13 days ago. Hi, I'm April.
I'm Jay.
And we have no ideas.
Didn't you read that one already?
No. No, I
another
didn't.
bulge on a train?
Yeah, the woman looking at the old man's bulge. Maybe it's like, maybe he was responding.
Oh. Alright, fair enough. Thought I heard something about a bulge on a train before.
Yeah, and we literally named our last episode Old Man Bulge.
Old Man Girth.
Oh, sorry, Old Man Girth.
It was Old Man Girth.
I apologize. I have a cold. It's the summer. This is what happens to me in the summer.
She aged 35 years.
And started smoking 75 years ago.
I thought you were going to say started smoking 75 cigarettes a day.
That too. I'm so wheezy. This is awful. Well, we're back from a short, unplanned hiatus of a week. Because we'll post this. It's the 12th. So we'll post this, like, tomorrow, maybe?
Tomorrow-ish.
Yeah.
I make no promises.
Yeah, but since we plan on recording again, like, on Thursday, we probably
yeah, I probably got to get going on that. So what have... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, so how was your week?
It was good. It's nothing exciting happened.
You're a fucking liar.
Well, other than buying a new car, but I mean, there's not much I could say about that. It's, other than I bought a Jeep, and I've always wanted a Jeep, and now I have a Jeep.
Yeah.
There's no funny anecdotes or anything interesting about it. Most people probably don't give a shit. Other than that,
I give a shit because it's my dream car too, and Jay beat me to it.
Well, it took me 20 years, but other than that, I mean, nothing all that exciting. Just, working, and that's it. There hasn't really even been anything that exciting in the news that I can think of.
No. Not really. I mean, I went to Connecticut for a long weekend, and then went to New Hampshire to visit my cousins who just moved there from Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Got back yesterday. Saw a lot of movies.
We'll have to talk about those.
Yeah, saw a lot of movies with my 16-year-old cousin.
That's good. You're gonna save this episode then.
Okay.
We literally have no ideas. Like, it's not like we're living up to it this episode because we literally did not plan to talk about anything.
Yeah.
We're gonna wing it.
We are.
But anyway.
Oh, this is a good Craigslist ad. Sorry, I was in case we need them. I've got a couple of good ones. But yeah, yeah. So I mean, let me tell you, the ride from New Hampshire back to upstate New York is a very long one.
Is it really that long? Like it's lateral, isn't it?
4 hours and 15 minutes.
But it's like a completely horizontal ride, right?
I went up over some hills and stuff in Vermont.
Yeah.
Because you gotta cross over into Vermont to get back into New York.
Yeah, right.
And silly me, I never download podcasts on my phone because I don't have a lot of space on my phone. So I just...
You tried to download them after the fact, and...
So I just stream them when I listen to them.
Gotcha.
So there was a good portion of my trip, well, I don't know, probably a good 45 minutes or so where I had to, resort to the radio because I had no cell service.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, trying to find decent music. Although I will say that I heard Africa, the Weezer cover, on the radio, which I was surprised to hear on the radio.
I hear it every time my phone rings.
Yeah, but not on the radio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I had to change it. I did have that as my ringtone. I think that's your ringtone now, actually.
Did it when I call you? You're saying?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I could be wrong. I did change it.
So there was a couple things in the news we should probably address.
Okay. I've been living under a rock for the last week. It's been so nice.
No, there's one thing that you are aware of that I think we need to address, and that's the CW's new Batwoman.
Oh.
I'm sure
Yes.
you'd like to talk about that.
Yes. They cast Ruby Rose as the new Batwoman.
They sure have.
I am here for it.
I listen. You told me, and I was like, meh. I'm not a huge fan of hers. I don't have anything against her, but I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I'm okay with that casting. I think she'll be fine.
It's great
She'll have
casting.
to do the weird.
It's great casting because she's not straight. She's actually somebody from the LGBT community.
Is that what that character's going to be?
Oh, Batwoman's going to be a lesbian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was she in the comics? I think she was.
I have no idea. I just know that the Batwoman that's going to be on the CW show is a lesbian.
Okay.
You know, so there's that, which is exciting because, you know, they're actually casting somebody that is in that community and not just giving it to a straight person to play gay. Not to mention the fact that Ruby Rose is absolutely stunning, and I love her. I've only seen a handful of things she's been in, but I show her. She did this video, and I show it in one of my classes when we discuss like non-gender conforming and like fluid sexuality and things like that, because she did this video where she starts out, you know, with really long hair and is very super feminine, and then like chops her hair off, gets into a bath and like pours water over her, and like all her tattoos come out. She like binds her breasts and like slicks her hair back, and then she looks like a really attractive guy. And you know, so she's a a very interesting person, and I'm very excited to hear, or you know, to see what she'll do.
Yeah.
But she was actually in one of the movies that I saw this weekend.
Oh, Meg.
Mm-hmm.
No desire.
We'll talk about it.
All right. So another story I want to talk about is revolving around Disney, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Dave Bautista. I don't know if you saw this. So
No.
This story came out about 6 days ago. So Dave Bautista has stated that he will not do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 without Gunn's script.
Holy shit.
He will he will do whatever he has to do to get out of his contract, but he will not do it. And he called working for Disney nauseating. So that happened.
Wow.
And apparently Marvel is trying to convince Disney to take James Gunn back. Marvel is backing James Gunn, saying you need to take him back. We've read his script, we support him, we understand he made a mistake, but you need to take him back. There was also rumor that Disney might tap him for a different Marvel project.
Really?
Which to me seems two things. Seems stupid and corny, but makes sense, because then they can rehire him without having to admit they were wrong or whatever. I mean, not really, but kind of. You know,
That's
but they can hire him for something else and say, well, this is your punishment kind of thing, I feel like.
That's really interesting. I saw somewhere, it was on Discord. And it was that that DC wanted to hire James Gunn for something.
Yeah, there was that. But yeah, so the quote from Dave Bautista was, "Where I'm at right now is that if Marvel don't use that script, then I'm going to ask them to release me from my contract, cut me out, or recast me." I'd be doing James a disservice if I didn't. He's so far the only one that said that, but he said it. He threw it out there. So,
well, I mean, with him,
I don't know. I could, on one hand, I could see Disney going, "Fuck you, bye."
that's
on the
the
other
thing.
hand, I
But
could see them going, "Ah."
he does have his wrestling career to go back to, if nothing else.
Well, I don't think he'll go back to his wrestling career because he's doing movies all over the place now.
True.
He just wrapped filming something else. He just won't make Disney. He won't make Marvel movies anymore. I think it'll be a big loss. I think his character would be a big loss.
His character is really funny, so yeah. I mean,
but threatening Disney, they're assholes. Just enough to be like, "Fuck you, then. See ya."
yeah. I mean, this is true. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if anybody else puts their money where their mouth is, because the entire cast, wrote that letter and stood in solidarity with him. But Batista is the only one that's really put his money where his mouth is and said, he doesn't do it, neither do I.
I just think Disney should go, okay, you know what? Enough time has passed. We don't feel we were wrong. However,
they hired him knowing those tweets were out there.
Just say we don't feel we were wrong for the decision we made. However, we've decided to give him a second chance. I don't know. However you want to do it. You don't have to. Whatever. I just think the whole thing's stupid, and we'll see what happens. Marvel is, like I said, now Marvel's begging them, but Marvel's in a tough spot too. They got no skin in the game because they're owned by Disney now. Disney can go shut up and go back to making your movies.
Exactly.
And they're gonna go, okay. So I don't know.
And now did you see the other thing? The next Star Trek movie is
rated R?
No, may not happen.
Oh, because it was going to be Quentin Tarantino, right?
Oh, I don't know.
The next Star Trek movie or Star Wars movie?
Star Trek movie.
Yeah, the next Star Trek movie was going to be directed by Tarantino.
Interesting, but contract negotiations have stalled because Chris Hemsworth, who apparently was going to be in it somehow.
Well, he was Kirk's father.
Right, but he's long dead. And Chris Pine want too much money, and they've walked away from the table.
I believe it. So, let's see what happens there.
Yeah.
Other than that, I feel like there hasn't been too much news.
Yeah, it's been nice. I've been kind of living under a rock the last week.
I mean, that was all that's really worth talking about. So why don't we talk about the movies you saw?
Okay.
First, and then I have something else I want to talk about. We'll talk about your movies first.
Okay. So when I got to New Hampshire, we watched, I don't remember what it was called. It was so terrible. We watched some movie that my cousin Todd got off of Amazon. It was about some nuns and an exorcist. I don't even know. It was fucking stupid. So my cousin Kayla and I decided we wanted to go to the movies on Wednesday, and my cousin Vicky, who is her mom, was like, "Yeah, let's go to the movies." So we were looking at movies, and I was like, "Oh, well, The Spy Who Dumped Me's playing. Could be fun." I mean, it looked kind of silly. First of all, let me just say, I thought it was PG-13. I don't know why I thought it was PG-13, but I thought it was PG-13. That was a hard R.
The Spy Who Dumped Me was a hard R?
Hard R, yeah.
Okay.
So, and I should have, I mean, it kind of started sinking in a little bit when within the first 5 minutes, fuck was used twice. And I was like, oh shit, this is an R-rated movie. And then it was really cemented when a naked man appeared on the screen. And you just see his butt with his nutsack hanging. And then he turns around and it's a giant uncircumcised penis right before he goes out the window. So I'm sitting next to my 16-year-old cousin and she starts cracking up. I'm dying. The movie itself was really, really funny. Like, I'm surprised at how much I liked it. I mean, I love Kate McKinnon, so It was a very, very funny movie. We walk out of the theater, and Kayla turns to her mother and goes, "Ha! I saw a penis." And my godmother looks at me, and I was like, I thought it was PG-13. I really did. And we get home, we're driving home, and we're laughing about the movie and whatnot, and my godmother says to her daughter, maybe let's not tell Dad about that. We get home, we're talking.
Yes, she told Dad about that.
We're cooking dinner. Now, my cousin Todd, he's a pretty cool guy. We're cooking dinner, and he's asking about the movie and whatnot, and I said, I thought it was PG-13, man. And he goes, it wasn't? I said, no. They said fuck twice in the first 5 minutes. He goes, they do that now. I said, no. You can't use fuck more than once in a PG-13 movie. And Kayla turns around and goes, yeah, and I saw a penis. And then right on cue, her mother goes, yeah, and I saw a ball sack. And I just look at him, and I was like, I thought it was PG-13. It was shocking. Like, I was not expecting to see that. Had I known, I probably wouldn't have suggested we go with my 16-year-old cousin. Yeah. So then on Thursday night, we went to see The Darkest Minds.
Oh, about the kids who are X-Men, but they're not X-Men?
Yeah. And we saw it at this place called Chunky's. It's a movie theater that they serve food, but they're like at conference tables with like conference chairs, which is very interesting in and of itself.
That's weird.
Yeah, and because it's like a super informal atmosphere, like people forget they're like in a movie theater. So like there's a lot of talking going on and whatnot, but it was terrible.
Well, that's what happens when you try to make an X-Men movie without the rights to X-Men.
It's not, though. The premise is that there's some kind of illness that like basically decimates children. So the children that are X-Men but aren't really X-Men are the only ones that survived this illness.
Okay.
And they're rounded up by the government as a result, and there's like different threat levels. It goes from like green all the way up to like orange. Red isn't as dangerous as orange. Orange is the worst. And the main character, she's an orange, and oranges are terminated on sight because they can like implant thoughts, they can, mind control, that kind of thing. And she survives because she mind controlled the doctor into thinking she was a green, which is like the smartest group of kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she escapes and meets up with these other kids, and there's a whole thing, and then ends up like wiping herself from the boy that she like his memory in order to like get him to like flee. It's set up for like multiple movies.
Oh boy.
And it's terrible. And the way that they ended it, I was just like, oh God, please no. This is like my cousin Todd sitting there next to me going, not another one. Like, it was just really bad. It was not a good movie. Yeah. It could have been good. Like, the premise itself could have been good. It was just...
Gotcha.
So then Friday, Kayla and I decided to do a double feature.
Oh my God. 4 movies, huh?
4 movies in 3 days.
All right, what else you got?
Well, first we saw Slender Man.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, it's as bad as you'd think it was. Awful.
You couldn't pay me to go see that crap.
Awful. Well, we figured it would probably be cheesy, but still maybe decent.
Awful.
We walk out of the theater, she goes, was he made out of paper mache? Because the effects were terrible. Everybody died at the end. Everybody. Spoiler. Don't see it. It's terrible. As a matter of fact, when we came back to go see the Meg, there was a woman behind us in line getting tickets to see Slender Man. I turned to her and said, don't do it. See something else. And she's laughing, thinking that, I was just like playing along. She's like, it didn't get to, got like 2.5 stars on Rotten Tomatoes. I said, we literally just saw it an hour ago. Go see something else. It was terrible. And she's like, oh. I'm like, okay, suit yourself. So we saw The Meg.
Okay.
I am shocked at how good it was.
Oh, stop it. There's no way.
Jay, it was a good movie.
No.
It was, okay, so I have a thing.
I didn't see it and I disagree.
I have this thing. I don't like Jason Statham in anything unless he's in a big ensemble cast. So, like, I love him in the Fast and the Furious movies. I like him in the Expendables. But everything else he's kind of done has been hit or miss for me. This movie was legitimately good.
God.
It wasn't cheesy. Like, the trailer makes it look like it's a dumb comedy. Not a comedy. It was like Jaws meets Deep Blue Sea. Deep Blue Sea wasn't a very good movie, but like
No.
It takes place in like a underwater lab. And like how they introduce the megalodon is like very interesting. It's Jay, trust me, I was shocked. We walked out of the theater, I was like, that was really good.
I don't believe it.
Why don't you believe it?
It just looks like garbage.
It did. It looked like garbage. And I went into that movie thinking this is going to be a cheesy, maybe a step above Sharknado. No, it was.
Come on.
Jay, I'm telling you.
Look, I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes right now, and they got a 49%.
Well, those people are stupid because it was a good movie.
No, I don't know.
I'm telling you right now, it was well done.
I do want to see, however, Black Klansman.
That looks really good.
It's a Spike Lee joint.
Somebody posted on something. Might have been on one of the other Discord servers that I look at. Or it was on Tumblr. They're like, I was not expecting to cry at the end of Black Klansman.
Alright.
I want to see that, and I also want to see, is it Sorry to Bother You?
Yeah.
That one looks really good, too.
Yeah. Have you been watching Castle Rock?
I didn't watch last week because I wasn't home, and that's something that EJ and I watched together, so we'll probably watch it tonight.
I haven't started it yet, but...
Oh.
I did notice, so I'm just looking at Rotten Tomatoes, because I know some of this stuff we talked about. Cobra Kai has 100% rating. I haven't watched that yet.
I don't have YouTube Red, and I just...
Oh, yeah, I'm not paying for it, no.
Yeah.
There's some other stuff on here, but yeah, so...
Castle Rock is really good.
How is it that, like... you have a movie like Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, got an 80%.
Okay.
People are suckers for that crap.
I enjoyed the first Mamma Mia.
I still want to see the new Mission Impossible. It's supposed to be the best Mission Impossible they've ever made.
I haven't seen... I saw... like half of one of them.
So if you're done, that's all the movies you saw?
That's not enough.
So I want to talk about something. We probably have talked about it in the past, but I want to know how you feel about it.
Okay.
How do you feel about all of these reboots of things from your childhood? Do you think it's ruining you? And I'll give you examples.
Haven't we talked about this?
By the end of this, we haven't, or we have? I
feel like we've discussed reboots before, but go on.
Well, we've discussed reboot movies and stuff, but like, do you feel like all these bringing back all these television shows and stuff, specifically the ones from our childhood, the cartoons from our childhood, do you think it ruins them and takes something away for it, or do you think that the new incarnations, or have you seen enough to say if the new incarnations are refreshing and exciting?
Well, I think you're going to have to give me an example because I don't really watch many cartoons.
One that I am hooked on, and I will tell you why, and I think I might have talked about it before. If I have, I'll make it short, is is DuckTales.
Yep.
Have I talked about this before?
You have.
God, it's so good. The thing I've noticed too about a lot of these rebooted cartoons, and just cartoons in general now, obviously because having 2 kids, I watch a lot of them. I mean, I probably would watch a lot of them without 2 kids anyway, but that's just because I'm sad. Is like there's so much more depth to them now than there was. Like when I was
story
a kid,
wise, or
like story wise, like there's like ongoing long-term plot lines and stuff.
okay.
So if you remember anything about DuckTales from when we were a kid, there was no like real ongoing long-term plots other than just they went on these adventures and quests and they got into trouble and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
This one, so they start to address the fact that Huey, Louie, and Dewey must have had a mother at some point.
Right.
But they don't now. So they've started investigating themselves what happened to their mother, who now has a name.
What is it?
Her name is Della Duck.
Okay.
She has a name, and they're like trying to find out what happened to her. And they're finding like little scraps, and they found like a note from her to Scrooge, and they're like doing all this investigation over the course of these episodes, trying to find what happened to her.
Interesting.
And it's like really interesting, and like the plot it's still like goofy and like, no pun intended. It's still silly and ridiculous, but it's just so good. And like the other thing I love about the new DuckTales is they're tying in. They've created almost a universe.
Okay.
And I like to call it the Disney afternoon TV universe.
Okay.
So the first instance of this was in the DuckTales universe. There is a television show called Darkwing Duck.
Interesting.
So Darkwing Duck isn't like a real person, but they watch the television show.
Interesting.
And like they brought back the original actors who did the voices in Darkwing Duck to like do these, like they watched a couple segments from the episode.
Mm-hmm.
The music's the same and everything. So that was the first thing I was like, that's really cool. The second time they did this was, well, actually the third time they did this, but the second one I want to talk about. The second time they did this was they were coming back from somewhere, and you know they had this big treasure haul, and they were attacked by sky pirates.
Okay.
Sky pirates were from Tailspin.
All right.
It was the same captain of the sky pirates from, if you go back and look at Tailspin, it was the same captain. So they tied in that. And then the other one, which I thought was amazing, I had to explain it to my son, he didn't get it. There's this, I forget who the actual villain was, but basically, she, long time ago, had stolen this artifact, and the artifact basically had on it a recipe for a potion from what they called the Ancient Ones, and they didn't know what this potion did exactly.
Okay.
And they start to explain it throughout the course of the episode, that this recipe that creates this powerful potion, and if drunk, it gives you untold powers.
Mm-hmm.
One point, Scrooge starts to tell the boys about what the potion, like what the recipe is and what the potion is and what all this nonsense, like, and they do like a cutaway scene, and the cutaway scene kind of just shows silhouettes of what they're talking about. So when they show the silhouettes of these Ancient Ones,
mm-hmm.
and they describe what this potion is, the Ancient Ones are the gummy bears.
Interesting.
I swear to God. And the potion was gummy berry juice. So later on in the episode, when they, like, this woman makes it and like one of the characters drinks it, they start bouncing around. Like, that's what, like, legit.
That's awesome.
It was insane.
Because gummy bears are a Disney property.
Because they're all, but they're considered the Ancient Ones. So, like, they exist in this timeline, but way back in history.
Yeah, 1985.
Yeah. So, like, it's just so intricate. And, like, they're pulling out, like, I heard Darkwing Duck's supposed to be coming back.
Yeah.
my daughter watches. So they remade Muppet Babies. That's
Right, we've
another
talked
one.
about this.
They remade it as a kids show. It's more, they're bringing back a bunch of Nicktoons too. They're redoing Rugrats. They're rebooting or continuing on Rugrats.
I heard that.
They're rebooting and bringing back Rocko's Modern Life.
Aww.
Yeah, a bunch of Nicktoons. They're going to be remaking Carmen Sandiego.
I'm on board for that one.
Finn Wolfhard's going to be in it, I think.
That's cool. Oh, so they're going to do it as a cartoon again?
I think it's going to be a cartoon, yeah. I don't think it's live action. And then, like, obviously we've talked about The Tick.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Two of my other favorites. One is the new Netflix Voltron series, which is really, really good.
I hear things about it.
It's really, really good. I really like it. And then they did another season of Samurai Jack. I don't know if you ever watched Samurai Jack.
No.
It was a really good cartoon back in the day. They did like a final season of that, which was kind of cool, which tied up the story a little better. But yeah, and they've done a new Ninja Turtles, and then
I came home and EJ was watching that yesterday.
There's like a new one now.
Yeah.
There was a new one that was out for like 4 or 5 years, and now they rebooted it again. I don't know how good the new one is. Joel hasn't really wanted to watch it, but I don't know. I mean, do you think it ruins the memory of these things, or do you think it just enhances and like gives you a second chance at?
I don't know. Only because I don't watch any of that stuff. So I don't know. I mean, like Muppet Babies was like one of my absolute favorite cartoons. So
yeah, I don't feel like it was for little kids back then, but
I mean, it was for kids.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how I would feel about it now. I mean, my cartoon watching is very limited, and I watch more. I watch the adult cartoons, like I watch Bob's Burgers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't really know if I have an opinion. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool that like your kids are growing up with like the same cartoons we watched, and it gives you a chance to like introduce them to the old stuff.
I mean, like I don't think it ruins anything. I'm of the opinion that it's just good and it brings back memories, and I get to enjoy the stuff I enjoyed back then again.
Yeah.
In a new way, but I know some people absolutely hate it.
I don't know how I feel about them remaking Rugrats.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because I loved Rugrats as a teenager.
Yeah, and then you got like the live action ones, Full House, Roseanne, all that stuff.
The Roseanne one was good though. I mean, like that one.
Yeah, it was decent.
I won't watch.
Crap.
I won't watch Fuller House.
I hate Full House I hated Full House then. I hate it now. So.
I loved Full House back then, but I won't watch the reboot just because it came around like shortly after my dad died, and I was like, nah, I don't really need to watch a show about a young widow.
Yeah.
So that wasn't something that I was really into. My sister watched it and said it was good, but I'm not into it. Just like the Gilmore Girls when they did the additional.
Oh, like one more season.
Yeah. I hadn't gotten around to watching it yet. And it took my mom a while to watch it, and she said that when she did, she was not expecting it to be as sad as it was, because the guy who played Lorelei's father died in real life. And so, like, his death is really felt throughout the entire series, and it's a big plot point. So I was like, nope, I can skip that, I guess. I think it depends upon how well they're done. I mean, if they're done well, then I see no issue with it. If it's, if it's just a grab at money, like, I mean, think about it. Like, Murphy Brown, a show that we both enjoyed because we were weird kids, is coming back.
Yeah. He's the only kid I knew that was like, oh, Murphy Brown's on tonight. Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it lends to a little bit of nostalgia.
You think Jerry will ever make another season of Seinfeld?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
The question is, if he did, would it be any good?
Yeah. Did we discuss comedians in cars
Yes.
on the show? Did we discuss it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, because we talked John Mulaney.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I would like it. I mean, I don't think that Seinfeld could fly today in the same iteration.
Yeah.
It worked because it was something that no one's done before and making it kind of about nothing.
I think just like 10 episodes would be just enough.
I don't know if they could do it because of Michael Richards and his like crazy racist tirade. People would be pissed.
I don't think they'd care anymore. I think people are over
they
it.
would. Come on, James Gunn wrote tweets 10 years ago that are coming back to bite him in the ass. A video of Michael Richards calling some guy the N-word. I think people are going to remember that.
I don't think so. He's not anybody really that important. But, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll happen.
Okay. So, update on the dress situation.
Oh, yeah, please.
I found one.
Nice. Very nice.
I ordered it. That's all set. And because my sister listens to the podcast, I can't tell you the frustration that I'm having right now. So, in a couple of weeks, remind me to tell you my really, really fucked up story about what happened the other day.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's a doozy. Okay. So, what else you got?
Well, one last thing I want to address. Can we talk about Fox coming to Disney?
Yeah, we can talk about Fox coming to Disney.
I mean, it's pretty much a done deal now, I think, at this point, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I heard that... Let's just start the rumor mill. I heard they're doing massive reshoots and changing the entire end of the Dark Phoenix movie.
Okay.
I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but...
Well, when the fuck is that movie supposed to come out?
I don't know. But wouldn't it be some shit if they were reshooting the ending so they could throw in some Avengers?
Or maybe Deadpool.
Or maybe Deadpool.
Oh, wait, no, but Deadpool already belonged to them, so never mind. So it would have to be the Avengers.
Wouldn't that be some shit? I mean...
But... Who... Okay, Avengers didn't exist in that in that time period. So...
Well, no, Dark Phoenix... Phoenix takes place now-ish. Doesn't it?
Nope.
Is it still older?
I believe it's still older, because Apocalypse had Jean Grey.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Yep. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I think, it could be cool. I mean, it's cool for a lot more reasons too. Like I was reading an article, I think on Rotten Tomatoes about like all the things that could be potentially great for this deal. And like one of them was, which made a lot of sense to me, now that Disney technically owns FX, they could do like a grown-up Star Wars show, like an FX style Star Wars show.
Okay.
Like that'd be some shit. Like bounty hunters and shit and scum and villainy and wonderfulness.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome.
Now you have me wondering about who they could put in Dark Phoenix.
We'll see.
Because what year did Apocalypse take place?
84, I think. But man, if we could just get Hugh Jackman to suit up one more time. Oh, God.
He could if it's in the 90s.
I mean, he's going to have to want to, though. He's said he's never playing Wolverine again. Although I think, didn't he say he wouldn't play Wolverine again unless he could be Wolverine with the Avengers?
Yes.
Oh my god. Fucking A.
But again...
Wolverine fighting Hulk. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who would have been around. Because Steve Rogers would have still been in the ice. Iron Man wouldn't exist yet. So it would have...
Your audio was a little chunky right there.
Oh, I said that Steve Rogers would have still been in the ice.
Yep.
Iron Man wouldn't have existed yet. What the hell?
What's the timestamp right now?
42. It would have been about 42-ish. Okay, should we try that again?
Yeah, it sounds bad.
What's going on? Is that better?
Mm-mm.
Oh, hold on. Let me pause this and restart the Skype call. Okay, there we go. We're back recording. We're at 43. Well, it won't matter. But
40 what?
It was, I just started, it was at 43. Okay, so what I was saying was, I'm trying to think about who would be around, because Steve Rogers would still be in the ice. You'd have, Iron Man hasn't happened yet.
Captain Marvel,
because her movie takes place in the 90s.
Yeah. Who knows? They could do a lot. They could bring in new characters. I don't know. We'll see. I have a feeling it doesn't have anything to do with...
It probably has to do with the fact that it wasn't very good.
Yeah, that's probably
And now that Marvel owns it, they want to get their hands on it before it goes out.
Yeah. But man, some Fantastic Four and shit in the Avengers. Oh my god. Tony Stark, Reed Richards, and Doctor Strange on the same screen. Oh my god. So great.
But then we're going to have to fucking boot Fantastic Four again.
No. Nope. I think they're going to do what they did with Spider-Man. Hey, by the way, this kid's been running around the city the whole time.
Okay.
Or they're going to turn into the Fantastic Four, like, right there. And they'll be like, hey, we're the Fantastic Four. We got fucked up in space, and now we got powers.
They could tie something in with...
Infinity War.
But that's already been shot.
Yeah, I mean, they could do anything they want. I don't think you'll see a full Fantastic Four reboot. I think they'll put them in the movies first and see how the characters play with the rest of the sandbox. Then we go from there.
Just give me a movie with, like, Bucky and Clint. Just give me, like, a buddy comedy with, like, Bucky, Falcon, and Clint.
Nope. I want Wolverine and Hulk and Professor X and Tony Stark and Cap all in the same room.
I just want give me my side characters.
Just let the Avengers bust into the danger room with Sentinels blasting and be wonderful. But anyway, so that's all the news I'm up to snuff on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with whatchamacallit. Oh my god. With a topic for this coming week. Jesus
we'll figure
Christ.
that out. Figure that out.
I'm just... Wow.
You got a fanfic pick?
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Don't even have it ready.
No, I don't. Sorry.
Oh, for crying out loud.
You know what? It's been a long couple of days.
It's been 1 week.
Oh God. Don't quit your day job.
Do.
that was a band that I really like.
Well, they're still around. They're just not very popular.
They're also without the, with one of the singers because he had a really bad drug problem.
He liked drugs more than he liked being in the band.
Yeah. All right. So this is a check, please, and it's called "Love Is to Be Made," and it's by Double Negative,
which does not equal a positive.
It does when you add it.
2 negatives
make a positive. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, numbers, but 2 negatives don't make a positive.
Whatever. I played so much Rummy this week because I taught my cousin how to play gin rummy.
I don't play gin rummy.
Why? Because
I'm not 55-year-old woman.
I love gin rummy, and it's a game that my sister and my mom play all the time with, when we all play together. And so I taught my 16-year-old cousin, and once she got the hang of it, we're sitting in the living room playing, and she makes a big move, and she's not much of a, I don't know, I didn't expect it to come out of her mouth. She just looks at me as she drops 4 aces and goes, "Come at me, bitch." And I was just like, whoa. whoa, that's how we're going. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take up gin rummy when I get tired of mahjong.
You know what? Gin rummy is a very fun game.
My grandmother tells me that all the time.
I own that I'm an old lady, okay? I sound like a 75-year-old or a 64-year-old smoker who's been smoking for 75 years right now. So
let's end with some funny Craigslist ads.
Okay. Let's see. I don't think I liked this one. Oh, Jesus. All right. Your dick pic cured my breast cancer.
Oh,
should I wait?
Please
should I wait for that one?
No.
Okay.
Lead with that one.
I met you in the cafeteria about a week ago at the University of Chicago Medical Center. We struck up a conversation about chemotherapy and insurance premiums. You spoke of your ailment of having Crohn's disease, and I spoke of my battle with breast cancer. You were slightly taller than me and had a sleeve arm tattoo, which I admitted liking. While we were talking, I began to tear up while informing you that my prognosis was elevated to stage 3 and that stage 4 means terminal. You were very attentive and held my hand as I explained my fears about it. As the conversation moved towards the weather and where we each respectively parked, you advised me to park in a different garage, one that I wasn't aware of that was closer. Here, give me your number, you said to me. I'll text you what it looks like. Without hesitation, I did, and really only with the expectation that I wouldn't have to walk so far. It's not good to be on chemo and walking in hot weather.
So wait. When he said, "I'll text you what it looks like," he was talking about the garage.
Yes.
Well,
she assumed he was talking about the garage.
He was talking about the garage. Okay, got it.
As we parted ways and left for the day, I got home and assumed you forgot to text me. However, as I set my phone down on my counter, suddenly it vibrated to an unknown number's text. When I opened up the text in my condo, which had dim lighting at the time, I saw a beautiful rod appear on my phone's screen. The glow shined on my face and penetrated my spirit. I felt it really changed me. Even though you had not shared your name previously, I knew the dong I was viewing had belonged to you because I recognized your hand holding up the miniature Coke bottle next to your penis.
Is that... I don't understand. It sounded like she was complimenting him.
She might be.
And then she threw in that miniature Coke bottle dig, and it sounded like she
No, holding up a miniature Coke bottle next to your penis. Not that the penis was miniature.
No, I get... Okay, anyway, go ahead. For scale.
Oh, hold on. Stripping down from my clothes, I was elated to see 4 more pictures arrive as I began to do what any woman would do and self-enjoy them. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's about to get a little racy, guys. Sorry. Following the pictures, you also texted me the following lines over the duration of the next hour, but I was busy in the bathtub violently masturbating. Hey, you there? Yo, what up? Did you like? Hey, you want more? Hey, it's me. How are you? This is a long one, BTW. After finishing up my gratuitous session of various climaxes to the sound of saxophone music in the background, I decided to light
a saxophone music in the background. Where the hell was that coming from?
After finishing up my gratuitous session of various climaxes to saxophone music in the background, I decided to light a cigarette and write about the occurrences in my diary while contemplating how I would respond to your communique. Admittedly, I had also taken a deluxe gigantic shit known in medicine as the DGs while I was writing, and my phone fell into the toilet. The next day, I took it to Apple, and they refused to touch it and said it was impossible to access your number. And unfortunately, by the time I got a new phone with my same number, your text stopped. I was preparing to get over you. It was just yesterday that I came into the hospital for another round of chemo. Still very sad, our saga had come to an end because of my phone falling into the toilet, now filled with my poop and pee. That's when my doctor came in shortly after drawing my blood, feeling my titties, catching me by surprise with what he told me next. You don't have breast cancer anymore. You are cured. Please see Sheila at the desk who can validate your parking and call if you have a headache. Grabbing his arm as he began to walk out of the room, I had to just be sure. What did you say? Your breast cancer is totally cured. Judging by the tests we have done with our fancy medical equipment and a group of Asian people in labs who are looking at tubes and stuff, we can find no more blasts in your boobies. You don't have breast cancer anymore. You are perfectly healthy. That's impossible. I was stage 3 last week, I told him. The only thing that changed was that a man sent me a series of dick pics to my phone. It was here that my doctor put his hand on my shoulder and gave it to me straight. That was not a man. That was an angel, my lady. And oftentimes, God sends angels to do that because he knows what makes us happy. At the very moment, another doctor chimed in from the background. Hi, I'm a professional doctor of cancer too, and he is right. You see, your phone gives off a tiny amount of radiation. When you glance at those pictures, they in a sense delivered a lethal dose of it to your cancer and killed it completely. Forever. The pictures of a penis provide the exact amount of radiation needed to due to the peach hue emitted by the phone's screen. What's more, since we at the hospital note that we can't take credit for curing you, we are destroying all of your existing medical debt. Please see Sheila at the desk who can validate your parking and call if you have a headache. As I left the hospital and cried tears of joy all the way to my car, abruptly those tears became tears of sorrow and loss when I reached the parking lot because it reminded me of you. Plus, I forgot to see Sheila at the desk, who was apparently able to validate my parking. I have not heard from you, and I do hope you get my message because I owe you my life. Please write me here or text me if you still have my number. You are my hero and guardian angel. I love you. Sincerely, Diane.
I like to think that the doctors actually said everything that she put in that ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really shouldn't have led with that.
I know. But I got a couple more.
All right, go ahead.
One is a car, so that might be the last one because those are always funny.
Yeah, save the car for the last.
This one's stupid. Okay. Giant Ugg boot. Tired of all the other basics showing you up style-wise when you go home for Thanksgiving? Kick him in the face with fashion. This giant Ugg-style boot is robustly built and can handle more pumpkin spice-induced diabetes than the fine folks at Liberty Medical and Wilford Brimley himself will know what to do with. Now, I know what you're thinking. What sort of things can I do with this boot? Fear not, this boot is both stylish and versatile. Maybe your cat needs a basic cat house. You can mount it on your roof as a beacon to show your home is literally a sanctuary for all those who love pink. Even better, turn it into a lamp like the hit film A Christmas Story. It will be like literally the opposite of fragile. I am sure you probably have a lot of other questions like, hey, where did you get such an item? But hey, that's none of your goddamn business, is it? If you want the boot, come and pick it up. I caution you, if it's not gone, I will burn it and a black North Face fleece in a demonic ritual to summon the Dark Prince Satan, aka a guy named Chad, who cheats on you all the time. Do you really want to go back to wondering why you're not good enough for Chad while watching your Gilmore Girls box set for the 6th time? Didn't think so. Come get this boot. And it is literally like a 4-foot tall giant Ugg boot.
Oh. It's just one?
It's just one.
Okay.
I think somebody must have ordered like an enormous size accidentally.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sofa sleeper couch looking for a new best friend. Hey there. So yeah, my worst fear has been realized. I was kicked out by my best friend this weekend. Him and his girlfriend are moving in together. He broke the news to me over the weekend. She couldn't bear to part with her couch, so I'm the one that has to move out. I knew she felt threatened by me. I could tell the first time she sat on me. So I'm looking for a new roommate and potential best friend. Someone that appreciates what I have to offer and won't drop me because their girlfriend tells them to. Honestly, I'm a chick magnet. Girls love me. Probably why she felt threatened by me, you know? We had some really good times, and I was always there for him when he was too tired to stumble upstairs. Guess I'm still in shock. I never dreamed this would happen. So a little about me. I was separated from my parents when I was very young. My mother was a queen bed and very highly respected. My father, however, was a common sectional couch, and their relationship was looked upon as taboo in those days. When the queen produced the sleeper sofa, I was taken away and placed for adoption, as to not bring further shame to the kingdom. That's how I came to meet my best friend. He took me in and we formed a bond I never thought would break. We partied, we watched TV together. I even went to Rockfest with him one year and crowd surfed. It was amazing. So that's pretty much my story in a nutshell. Really hoping to find a new home soon. I adapt easily. I'm good in guest bedrooms, man caves. Heck, even a garage would be cool. Think of all the good times we could have together. I promise I'll provide you with lots of good memories and restful sleep. You can email or call or text me. I'm around during the day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. I'm anxiously awaiting to hear from you and get this party started, my friend. Remember, it's first come, first serve. Whoever gets here first is my new best friend. I'm not waiting around.
Yeah. I give him an A for creativity.
This couch is trashed. Like,
oh, I can imagine.
I'm not surprised that the girlfriend didn't want it. Okay. Finally, 2012 Kia Sorento EX with the soul of a Ferrari and built by a craftsman. What happens when an ex-Ferrari F1 engineers toss back a few beers with an ex-Rolls-Royce craftsman? They create the 2012 Kia Sorento EX. But wait, before you continue reading, you need to ask yourself, why wouldn't you want to replicate the feeling of riding on a majestic dual-horned unicorn? Now be warned, this beast is not for everyone. If you're a guy or gal that can handle Kardashian levels of attention from the paparazzi as you drive around, you don't want to pass up this offer. The power plant derives from V12 Ferrari F12 Berlinetta, kinda, sorta. In order to fit the all-aluminum race-bred engine under the hood, the engineers had to cut it in half. As it sits, the now 3.5-liter DOHC CVT V6 engine produces 276 horsepower, or about 800 CP, centaur power. The power is delivered to the ground by 6-speed automatic transmission with Sportmatic mode. Once Sportmatic is engaged, forget about Tesla's ludicrous mode and get ready to go plaid. Now, I don't recommend using Sportmatic mode when there are children under the age of 6 years old or under 48 inches tall in the vehicle, as it may stunt their growth or put you on the watch list at your local Child Protective Services office. As powerful the engine is, it sips fuel like a sommelier sips wine. It's rated at 16 to 31 miles per gallon depending on the altitude, weather, and road rage conditions. And I've been able to maintain a healthy 22 mile per average. Since I'm Middle Eastern, I've only used the finest motor oil from my uncle's private family reserves in Dubai. Not even Lamborghini has access to this type of lube. Because owners of such unique machines are always VIP, Kia's Skunk Works division equipped the Sorento with safety features to keep its owner and occupants safe. I say some because it has a mother-in-law button tucked away in the ashtray. Once engaged, you'll hear a voice say, "You're welcome." Then sensors will deactivate the only safety features around your mother-in-law. It also has an impressive list of acronyms like ABS, TCS, ESC, Latch, TPMS, PMS, and STD. The interior has been designed with luxury and environment in mind. The seats, steering wheel, and shift knob are wrapped with the hide of Kobe beef cows. To balance the opulence of the leather, the ex-Rolls-Royce craftsman meticulously printed a wood pattern on the plastic trim pieces throughout the vehicle. Infinity actually played Sting's hit song Desert Rose over 250,000 times until they tuned the audio system to replicate what it might sound like if you listened to that song in acoustic form in a bathroom stall. To keep you connected, the Sorento has all sorts of USB ports and Bluetooth. The technology doesn't stop there. It also has a push-button start system in case you have carpal tunnel and can't twist a key, a backup camera so you no longer have to rely on your drunk friends when hitching up your yacht, and a digital compass so you can feel like Christopher Columbus as you navigate through traffic. Speaking of navigation, it has that too. The sleek exterior is reminiscent of works of art only found at the Guggenheim Museum. The silhouette has been designed to mimic a liger moments before pouncing onto a jackalope. To achieve the design philosophy of Miojin Myeong, or fabulous glamour, chrome can be found everywhere. There's so much chrome that I constantly get asked if it's been in rap videos. Yes, it has. You may think that such a machine would cost $194,432.78, and you're right, it did, when it was new. But today I think I will part with this seductive machine for $18,000. I'm open to specific trades. Some of the items I would be interested would either be a Hublot Big Bang watch in rose gold with a tobacco leather band, or a bottle of Chateau Mouton Rothschild 1945. Don't waste my time with empty inquiries. I run a booming business making erasers for mechanical pencils. In the immortal words of Ferris Bueller, it is so choice. If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
Not bad.
It's a fucking Kia Sorento.
Yeah, I got that.
But there's an image of it driving into the fire of a fire-breathing dragon.
Nice.
And it only has 37,000 miles on it.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Not a bad deal.
Not too shabby. That was good.
Yeah.
That was a good one to go out on.
I agree.
So yeah. Welcome back.
Thanks.
This is what you've been missing, people. All this.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll do a little housekeeping.
Yeah, no, I don't have it queued up.
Yeah. We are on Facebook, April and Jay Have No Ideas. We are on Twitter, A&J Have No Ideas. Our email address is aprilandjhavenoideas@gmail.com. iTunes, iHeartRadio.
Random Chatter?
randomchatter.com. Random Chatter feed through iTunes. Anywhere you find podcasts. And our phone number to call and leave a voicemail is...
Not queued up.
Not queued up yet. But once you have that number, call, leave us a voicemail. We will play it on the air. And, yeah, those are all the places you can find our podcast.
Oh, why don't I have our phone number queued up? Sorry.
I would also say that if you get some time, if you can go on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts and throw us a rating or review, that will help us get more downloads and get us reinvigorated and maybe come up with some great ideas.
We're not invigorated. It was just that...
I was reinvigorated. Listen, I'm trying to put it on them.
475-212-5457.
So yeah, so call us and leave us a voicemail, and we will play it on the... It's not even an if. We will play it on the podcast, because we usually only get 3 or 4.
Yeah,
so
we'll definitely play it.
Yeah. So call, voicemails, and ratings and reviews. That's your homework, people. Do your homework. Yeah,
especially since, you post in Discord that you miss us, so...
Yeah.
It'd be nice to rate and review.
Every person that said they miss us should put a rating or review.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been April.
I've been Jay.
And there was not a single idea tonight. We didn't have one.
Just life stories, anecdotes, and other people's news stories.
We'll try better for Thursday.
Maybe.